Hello everyone, welcome to Yuan Production. Today I want to talk about the dating abuse behaviors behind the Korean drama.
아저씨! 내려줘요! 내려줘요! 야, 문자야. 엄마!
I believe for many K-pop fans or anyone who is interested in Korean culture, Korean drama is where we can catch a glimpse of this country. It's very popular among Asian drama fans because it provides different genres, interesting plots, attractive actors, and beautiful cinematography. However, to make love stories more intense, writers set various obstacles to keep audiences interested, which results in many violent and abusive behaviors greatly romanticized and glamorized. Dating abuse might sound like a phrase that you only use it when your partner is beating you. But in reality, it refers to physical, verbal, sexual, financial, and digital abuse. Any controlling behaviors that people do in a romantic relationship to gain power and control over their partners are dating abuse. Back to 10 years ago, there is one classic trope that we see a lot in Korean romantic dramas. An innocent poor girl meets with a cold-hearted rich man. This cruel man trusts this girl badly, but eventually his heart melts by her innocence and kindness. He eventually falls in love with her, and they end up being a wonderful couple. Many of these romantic dramas are full of dating abuse scenes, like forcible pulling, yelling and humiliate female leads,
이건 내 거라고 내 사물함, 내 거만 넣는 내 보관함, 내 라카! 내 거 아닌 거 좀 빨리 나와달라고 좀 제발 좀!
forced kissing, pushing female characters to the wall, and many other abusive behaviors. These tropes create superior and powerful male characters who can control the female protagonist easily. Even though in these Korean dramas, the male lead might be using his resources to help the female lead by rescuing her, transforming her to make her happy. Female lead's positivity and innocence also change the male protagonist throughout the love story. We as audience can see that as their relationship develops, the male lead becomes a nicer and better person. This trope implies to us that even though those male characters might be aggressive and mean, women's true love can change and heal them. These male leads might be abusive and violent, but that's forgivable because they usually have some deep traumas from either their family or previous love relationships. Those abusive actions are seen as signs of love and potential romance, and overly fantasized by us.
내가 대신 때를 봐서 매듭 지어주겠어.
Luckily, this trope in Korean drama has been so outdated. It's too cringy and full of cliché. Many of us are very uncomfortable to re-watch these old-time dramas when the male lead is very disrespectful and violent to the female characters. In fact, a lot of changes has happened in Korean dramas as the gender equality improves. In many recent Korean shows, female characters are more independent and sophisticated. They have a successful career and take pride in what they do. The plot line tends to be more realistic. Female and male characters have less difference financially and intelligently. We can also see there are more male characters are younger than female characters. However, even though there are positive changes in recent Korean dramas, dating abusive behaviors still exist. And oftentimes they're still depicted as romantic and masculine. For example, in Uncontrollably Fond, a show aired in 2016, the male lead Shin Jun-yeon drives recklessly on the road and then just abandons the female lead Noel in the middle of nowhere. There are many forced kissing scenes throughout all the episodes to express the strong tension and the potential romance between different love lines. The male protagonist is dangerously violent. He punches people, he throws things and yells at them.
야, 이 자식아, 어쩌다 끼어들 죽을래!
준영아.
가라 그랬잖아. 가라 그랬잖아!
And he's not the only one that has abusive behaviors. In one episode, Noel's brother No-jik throws the girl Choi Haru into a garbage bin as a punishment.
야!
그러면 또
But this scene is portrayed as a cute and funny interaction between these two characters.
너네 집이다 생각하고 편하게 있다 와.
너 진짜 고등학교 준비해. 내가 우리 아빠 유명 검사님이었어, 그치 내가?
And they even become a couple in the story. Similar violent scenes can also be seen in another 2016 drama, Another Miss Oh, when the male lead Park Do-kyung angrily punches to his car, leaves all the female characters surprised. In Another Miss Oh, Park Do-kyung's love is shown by force pulling, breaks into Oh Hae-young's home in the name of protection, reckless driving, gets into fights with Oh Hae-young's fiancé, and pushes Oh Hae-young to the wall. Similarly, Radio Romance, a show aired in 2018, also has physical abuse scenes. There are many force pulling, and in one episode, the male lead Ji Soo-ho forcibly puts the female lead Song Kil-lim on his shoulder and puts her into his car so he could drive her home.
뭐야? 아, 내려놔요! 아, 내려놓으라고! 진짜 모르겠어.
Besides physical abuse, emotional abuse is less recognizable but more prevalent in Korean dramas. In Korean romantic shows, it's very common for male characters to joke around to show their affections. They tease female characters, give nicknames, mess around with them, and then become satisfied when female characters get mad. In Drinking Solo, a 2016 TV and romantic comedy, the male lead Jin Jung-seo calls Park Han-ah "no kure," which is the short form of 노량진 장그래.
그래서 노량진의 장그래, 노그래라고 붙여준 겁니다.
장그래 is a main character from Mi-sae, who is a super rocky in the company. So Jin Jung-seo is basically making fun of Park Han-ah, saying that she's a rocky teacher in the 노량진 area. Also in this show, another male character, Kim Ki-bum, calls his love interest, Jung Chae-young, 노량진 햇비요, which means nuclear levels unlikable in the 노량진 area.
눈 썩었네. 노량진 핵비요.
뭐? 이게 왜 10이야?
Both male characters keep calling these nicknames even though Park Han-ah and Jung Chae-young clearly showed their dislike. These kind of joking around behaviors is always interpreted as a special attention from male characters and a potential romance. We seldom see female characters' discomfort and intervention become a serious matter in the shows because the messing around behaviors usually lessens when their relationships improve. Victim blaming or shaming is also a type that we often see. In Fight for My Way, a popular show came out in 2017. When someone kissed Baek So-hee without her consent, Kim Joo-man came out and had a fight with him. But after this, Kim Joo-man blamed Baek So-hee for being flirty and wearing an inappropriate outfit.
왜 그렇게 끼를 부려요?
뭐요?
이거 관심 받고 싶어서 일부러 이렇게 짧게 입고 다니는 거죠? 눈 막 이렇게 막 반달눈 대면서 웃고 사람 홀리려고 일부러 그러는 거죠? 에? 누구 막 속 터져서 심장 터지는 거 보고 싶어서 그래요?
좋아서 그랬다, 좋아서!
Similar scenes also happen in Something in the Rain, when the female lead Yoon Ji-na suffers from her ex-boyfriend's harassment. The male protagonist Seo Joong-ki victim blames her, accusing her for being a pushover. And it is her attitude that gives her ex-boyfriend's opportunity.
상식적으로 말이 되니? 내가 그랬겠어?
누가 그랬건 누나가 이미 단호했으면 어떤 누가 불러도 못 와. 그게 상식이야.
In episode 4, Yoon Jin-a's ex-boyfriend followed her to her workplace and sexually assaulted her. Seo Joong-hee and his sister came to the shop later. When Yoon Jin-a explained why she wanted to leave her boyfriend alone, Seo Joong-hee blamed her for being scared of her ex-boyfriend.
자극해봐야 나만 피곤해.
무서운 게 아니고?
야, 너
너 말 같은 소리래.
밟아보긴 되지 왜 쫄아. 같지도 않은 쓰레기한테.
Another common type in Korean romantic drama is the male characters being over-controlling, but it is often portrayed in a funny, childish way, so when we watch it, we would just laugh it off. For example, in Fight for My Weight, when the female protagonist Choi Ala begins dating with another guy, the male lead Ko Do-man gets jealous and starts controlling Choi Ala in many trivia scenes. He asks her to come home early.
야 최혜라, 너 쓸데없이 싸돌아치지 말고 일찍 들어와라.
왜?
Keeps checking on her.
너 아직도 그 새끼랑 같이 있냐?
아니 알바 아니고.
실내야 실외야.
별 이상한 놈을 다 보겠네.
Goes to their dating place, attempting to interrupt their night.
야 이기재, 죄송합니다. 죄송합니다.
Even after they start dating, he would point out that her dress is too short and ask her to change.
야 최혜라 빠꾸. 빨리 옷 갈아입고 나와.
왜?
Another similar example is Oh My Baby, a romantic comedy aired in 2020. The female lead Chang Hali's friend Yoon Jae-young secretly likes her. When he knows Hali is dating Han Yi-sang, he keeps spying on them. He tries to ruin Chang Hali's date so she wouldn't go to Han Yi-sang's place overnight.
야, 나 빨리 집에 들어가라. 감사합니다.
When Chang Hali is upset with her boyfriend, he visits her boyfriend's place without Hali's consent and asks him to break up with her.
헤어질 거면 질척거리지 말고 빨리 끝내요. 애 급한 거 뻔히 알면서 시간 뺏고 기회 뺏고 고민할 시간도 아까우네. 감정 낭비하지 않게 합시다. 나는 하리 아닌 남자 정리해도 되는 주제라 당신 둘 사이 계속 간섭할 거야. 나 평생 감당할 수 있겠어요?
He even brings up the idea to continue to live with Chang Hali's family to her mom, even though he knows Chang Hali is dating someone else at that time.
하리 보고 혼자 늙어주고 그러는 거야?
이모, 그냥 내가 모시고 살까요?
네가?
뭐 지금처럼 계속 옆에 붙어 있으면 되잖아요.
Many of these controlling behaviors are portrayed in a comedic way. By naively harassing your love interest, it makes all of us laugh because it's childish, it's immature. It implies to all of us that this is what men do. When men don't know how to confess their feelings in a proper way, they do childish things to make you pay attention to them. Because boys will be boys. However, those things are only funny when these behaviors are portrayed in an exaggerated, immature way. In reality, all of these behaviors are abusive, controlling clothes and appearance, checking mobile phones and social accounts, blaming and shaming, stalking, restricting your partner socializing with other people, announcing romantic relationship without consent, random visiting without consent, breaking and crashing things. These are dating violence that have long-term impacts on every victim. Guys who are doing these are abusers, someone you need to avoid in your relationship. These abusive, violent behaviors in Korean drama are always wrapped up in romance. We watch them, accept them, and even learn several tactics from the shows, thinking that this is sweet and impressive. We neglect the fact that these female and male characters are still created from a patriarchy masculine perspective. Patriarchy thinking, Confucianism philosophy, and the gender stereotypes are deeply affected how female and male characters interact in a romantic relationship. This kind of problematic mindset is clearly implemented in Encounter or Boyfriend, a show end in 2019. Writers create a wealthy and a sophisticated woman, Cha Soo-hyun, and an ordinary young man, Kim Jin-hyo, to fit the modern romance criteria. However, throughout the entire show, we can see how Cha Soo-hyun uses her experience and professionalism to manage her hotel, but we constantly see how Kim Jin-hyo goes to Cuba to save her hotel for her, how her fiancé divorced her to save her from an unhappy marriage, how her fiancé is secretly stalking her after divorce. This protection mindset is the essence of Kim Jin-hyo and Cha Soo-hyun's romantic relationship. Just to listen how many times that Kim Jin-hyo mentioned protect in this drama.
그날까지 당신 곁을 지킬게요. 그 사람을 지키기 위해서 감당해야 하는 것이 있다면 그게 뭐든
도망치진 않을 겁니다. 저는 제 방법대로 그 사람 지킵니다.
무슨 일이 벌어져도 내가 수연 씨 지킬 거니까 수연 씨는 행복하기만 하면 돼.
내가 당신 곁에서 당신 지켜야 해. 그러기로 약속했으니까.
This justifies the moment when Cha Soo-hyung decides to break up with Kim Jin-hyuk. He refuses
당신이랑 헤어질 수 없어요.
because he thinks that's not what's best for her.
당신의 이별이 이기는지 나의 사랑이 이기는지.
This romantic drama seems to break the traditional gender roles, but it is still packaged in a traditional patriarchy mindset. A woman always needs man's protections. A woman's no will transform into a yes if a man being persistent. Women are not telling the truth when they are resisting, or they simply don't know what is the best for her.
그렇게 해주는 게 그 사람을 위한 건가 고민을 많이 했는데 그게 답이 아닌 것 같아요.
Unfortunately, till 2020, even though fewer male characters are emotionless rich assholes waiting for innocent girls to heal them, men are still taking dominant roles. They're still rescuing female characters again and again. They're still helping their girls regain the control of their own lives. They're still fighting against each other, or at least create a tension with each other to show who's the alpha male in the drama. They're still believing this toxic theory. Their powerful masculine love could conquer anything, change anything, especially turning women's no to a yes, because they know what is good for her, but she doesn't. So how does Korean drama romanticize dating abuse? Is it attractive actors, romantic background music, beautiful settings? I think it's all of them. Most importantly, with slow motion and super close-ups, we can clearly see the female character's attitude change. From surprised to accepted, from submissive to subtly enjoy. The reason why we accept abusive behaviors in Korean drama is because we know that these two characters will fall in love. Even if not now, but eventually they will in the end. To be fair, there are a lot more different female images are showing in Korean romance now. Single moms, singletons who want children, women who are against marriage, middle-aged divorcees try to get back to work. The variety creates a space to show different kinds of struggles, different life experience as a woman in Korea. Besides the character variety, social problems are also brought up in many Korean romantic dramas. Sexual assault and gender discrimination at the workplace, age discrimination, marriage pressure, pregnancy pressure, dating violence, hidden spy camera. Especially after the Me Too movement, more and more Korean dramas come out to prove to us that it is possible to tell a great romantic love story without implementing dating abuse and violence. It is possible to create romantic love lines without negatively portraying single women as lonely drunkheads in seek of love, or single men as horny fuckboys who treat girls like garbage until he meets the right one. For all of us as Korean drama viewers, we should be aware of dating violence and toxic masculine behaviors. Korean dramas need to value women's consent and respect women's desires. We need to talk about the scenes that make us feel uncomfortable and keep criticizing those Korean dramas that are still connecting dating violence with romance. We need more variety, less negative cliches about both genders, and zero tolerance of dating abuse.